Good morning, students. How you guys doing? How's everyone at home? I hope you guys are keeping safe. It is necessary for you all to keep safe. All right, this class is for civic education SS2, and I want to welcome you all to this online class. This is week 3 and 4 video, which, according to our scheme of work, we are to look at traffic regulation. What do I say? Traffic regulation. Okay, now before we move on, let's look at our learning objective. That is what we are expected to learn at the end of this video. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to, one, define traffic regulation, two, highlight the traffic rules and regulations, and three, explain the types of road traffic signs that we have in Nigeria, four, highlight the duties of pedestrians, and five, explain the causes of road accidents, and the last one there, we have to be able to highlight the roles of driver in reducing road accidents. All right, I know right now the next thing you need to know is what traffic regulation is. Traffic rules and regulations are the official directives made by the government authorities on what must be avoided as regards to movement of vehicles, movement of people, and movement of goods on the road at a particular point in time. That you don't want to talk about traffic rules and regulation and traffic regulation. They are the same thing. These are official set of rules that was being put in place, or should I say directive, that is being put in place by the government authority in order for us to know what we are to avoid on the road and what we are to put on the road, and likewise while moving the people from one place to another, or while moving the goods and services from one place to another, we should know a certain directive we are to follow, a certain thing we need to avoid, and what it is expected of us as a road user. I have another regulation there saying that traffic regulations can be defined as rules and regulations which guide the behavior or actions of road to users in order to prevent accidents and enhance free flow of traffic. And you all know that the essence of these traffic rules and regulations is for the safety and security of all road users. And whenever we're talking about road users, we're talking about the pedestrians that are you and me, those of us walking on the road. And maybe we don't have a car right now, or we have a car, but we just decide to walk from one joint to another. We are pedestrian at that time. Those who using their leg to walk, they are pedestrian, and they are road user. Though motorists, there's those that has car, jeep, and all that. They are also one of the road users. We have motorcyclists, we have motorcycles, and all that. All of us are making use of. Either you have a bicycle, you have a car, you have a bike, you have a tricycle, or you are using your leg to walk on the road. All of us are road users. So all these rules and regulations that is being put in place is actually being put in place for the safety of you and I. That is every one of us. Either you're a pedestrian, you're a motorist, you're a motorcyclist, and many more. And for the security of every one of us. Moving on, now let's look at the traffic rules and regulations. We have numerous numbers of the traffic rules and regulations, but I just had to bring out few of them for to our hearing so that we can actually work on it. And it is expected of you as a student to be able to know these rules and regulations. Okay, number one there, motorists or drivers should never drink alcohol before and after while driving. In the sense that as a motorist or a driver, when you know that you're still going to drive, maybe you are going to a long journey, or if it's a nearby location, don't drink alcohol before driving, because what actually happens is that such person can lose control, and accident will occur. And what we're talking about here is for the safety of the road users. So don't drink alcohol before driving, even while driving, don't drink alcohol. And that one there is that motorists or drivers should not make or receive phone calls while driving. That's another rule, that it is very bad, or it is prohibited for you to be driving and making calls. You know what can actually happen? The steering that you're using two hands to drive, and you need to put in all effort. Now imagine it's just one hand that you're using to drive. How is it going to be? So it causes a lot of distraction. So it is a no-no for motorists or drivers to be receiving or make phone call while driving. Drivers should observe the speed limit while using the road. That is, do not overspeed. If you look at the highways, especially the highways, you see every kilometer, you see the speed limit that is expected of you to maintain. And speed limit is that engine, the way you accelerate your throttle when it goes from 20 over like that. So some see 40, some see 50, 60, 80, like that. So it is not expected for the road users, that is the motorists, to drive beyond the displayed speed limit. Okay, another one is that motorists should effectively use indicators for the various movement. Indicators is the same thing as pointers or trafficator. That's that yellow one that you can on whenever you want to turn right or you want to turn left. So as a motorist, it is expected of you to make use of this indicator whenever you want to move to the right or to the left. Even if you want to switch lane, it's expected of you to make use of your indicator, so that those coming at the back, you know that you want to switch from one lane or the other. Another one is that motorists should strictly obey road signs. It is expected of every motorist to obey road signs, including drivers. Seatbelts should be worn every time that when motorists drive. That is, every motorist driver should wear their seatbelt whenever they are driving. Motorcyclists should wear crash helmets and should not carry more than one passenger. That is, every motorcyclist, whenever they are operating, it is expected of them to wear their crash helmets in order to safeguard them. And they shouldn't even carry more than one passenger in order to for their mobility. Okay, let's move to other rules and traffic regulation. We have another one here. Pedestrians should use road pavement while they walk on road. Pedestrian, you still remember who a pedestrian is? Pedestrian is those people who are using their legs to fly road. Those they are walking on the road with their legs. They are always to check the highways, or a standard road, or it should have a pavement at the right side and also at the left side. So whichever one that pays you, make use of it. So it's not expected of pedestrian to turn the motorist way or the main road for their walkway. The pavement is being prepared for them, so that it's being made for them so that they can walk through. The one is that pedestrians should use pedestrian bridge where provided, or zebra crossing point. That is, whenever you want to cross a particular express or a particular route, and there is pedestrian bridge, that is overhead bridge that you can walk through, you should make use of it. Okay, for example, I know most of you are so conversant with K2 K2 market, or should I say K2 bus stop. There is the pedestrian bridge there, whereby instead of you crossing the express and causing a lot accident on the road or whatever thing that could happen, you could be just be patient and just fly through the overhead bridge. Also the same thing as pedestrian bridge. And whenever there is zebra crossing, you should also cross through the pedestrian points. The pedestrian bridge is being put in place for us to make use of. Okay, all these measures are being put in place in order to reduce accidents and for our safety. Okay, another traffic rule is that motorists or motorcyclists should drive at speed limit. Okay, so motorcyclists also have their own speedometer, which they make use of. So they are not meant to drive above the speed limit, the stipulated speed limit. Okay, motorists should not put abnormal horns This happens several times, and most of them, whenever they get caught, they now be begging. Now you need to know, as a student of civic education SS2, you need to know that putting on abnormal horns attracts punishment. Okay, when we get to that place, I'll show you the fines and what it takes when you violate this particular law. You see, most bike nowadays, you just be going on the road and you hear some kind of horns, the trailer horns, and you think the trailer is coming at your back. You would have, move away, like, so it's even bike that is even coming. All these abnormal horns is not expected of us. Motorists should not play loud music while they drive. It is not, as a motorist, do not play loud music while you drive, because it can also cause distraction. Another one is vehicles should be careful in a way they could not cause obstruction. Yes, so that while driving, you make sure you are careful not to cause obstruction for others. And obstruction causes traffic jam. Pedestrians crossing road should look left, right, and left again before crossing. That is when you want to cross a particular road when there is no pedestrian bridge there. What you have to do, look at the left, look at the right, and look at the left again before crossing. Don't forget again, look at left, right, and left again before crossing. Can you repeat after me? Look at left, right, and left again before crossing a particular road. And the last one there, I guess, is pedestrians should walk facing oncoming vehicle, whichever way place you are going, whichever way you are facing. You should make sure you're facing the oncoming vehicle. Okay, that is the vehicle that are coming towards you, they are passing your side, so that whenever anything is happening in front, or maybe the driver as losing control, you'll be able to be alert, you'll be at alert, and find your way in order for your own safety, because your own safety is very, very important. Okay, let's move on to types of road signs. Again, types of road traffic signs. Types of road traffic signs. And what are road traffic signs? Road traffic signs are meant to inform the road users about traffic regulations, special hazard, directions to locations, distance to your destination, and other road conditions. Okay, that is the major reason why we have road traffic signs, is actually to provide information to the road users. That is the pedestrians, the motorists, the drivers, motorcyclists. Okay, so that in order to tell you that if there's a special hazard in the front, or a particular direction to where you are going, or to showcase the distance from where you are to where you are going, and other road conditions. These are the informations that traffic road signs provide. And traffic road signs is being divided into three categories. Road traffic signs is being divided into three categories. Number one, regulatory signs. These are traffic signs that guide the road users on what to do on the roads. These are traffic signs that guide the road users on what to do on the roads. So that is what I expect. The signs that are regulatory are things that tell you what is expected of you to do on the road. And these regulatory signs are usually circular in shape. Again, regulatory traffic signs are usually circular in shape. And regulatory sign is being subdivided into two. We have the first one there, A, mandatory regulatory sign. These signs give positive regulatory information. These signs give positive regulatory information. The signs are always in blue circle color. Okay, we've been told that regulatory signs generally are always in circular in shape. They're always circular in shape. But mandatory regulatory signs are always in blue circle color. That is when you see any sign, traffic sign in a circular shape, and it has the blue color that will tell you that it is mandatory regulatory sign, which is to give positive regulatory information. Then B there we have prohibition regulatory signs. These signs also give positive regulatory information. The signs are always in red and yellow circle. Okay, this is also still circular in shape, but red and yellow color. Okay, that is when you see you're applying a particular road and you see red and yellow circle color, that should tell you that this is a prohibition regulatory sign. And what are the example of this regulatory sign altogether? We have stop sign, dead end sign, one-way traffic, speed limit, and many more. Let me show you some pictures here. Pictures of regulatory signs. You can see there, you can see red and yellow signs up here. You can see the stop sign, police check. Parking is prohibited, speed limit 80, no right turn, no U-turn, no on, no entry for all vehicles. You can see these are examples of prohibitory traffic regulatory signs, prohibitory regulatory signs, because they are in red and yellow circle color, red and yellow circle color. You can see them there. You have most of them on your road there. Whenever you're planning any road, make sure you check. Now this is mandatory regulatory sign. You can see, don't forget we said they're always in blue circle color, and you can see all these pictures here. They're circular in shape and they are colored blue. You can see the direction to be followed, to where that is to where you're going. Diversion, that should tell you there's a diversion in front, roundabout, there's roundabout in front, divided into two lanes and two ways ahead. That is ahead of where you're, this lane is going to be divided into two and two-way ahead. And we have saw two-way there. You can see the sign, pass either side, stop sign, sign for temporary traffic control, and speed limit also 30 speed limit there. You can see that all these are traffic regulatory signs. Okay, now let's move to other type of road traffic regulatory sign. Number two. So that one is still just number one, and this one are number two. Informative signs. These signs are to give information to the road users. Don't forget who are the road users: pedestrian, motorists, driver, motorcyclists, and many more. They are always in rectangular shape. Okay, they are always rectangular in shape. An example of information signs are hospital signs, direction sign, position or indication signs, and many more. And don't forget, information signs only give information to the road users, and they are rectangular in shape. Then we go to the third one, warning signs. These signs are meant to warn the road users of dangers or risks on the road ahead of them while driving. That is to tell you that don't just note that at the end of this road there is a particular danger. There is this, there is that, so that you be careful in your driving. And they are usually triangular in shape with red perimeter. That is, they are triangular and they have red perimeter. An example of warning signs are animal crossing, road construction, that is men at work, curves, that is tell you that there is curve at the end of the road, so that you not be still think the road is still on a straight parallel and you keep on going like that and you go and have an accident. So seeing such road sign that curves end, I tell you that the road is going to bend at the end of the road, bumps ahead. So that you bring it down to be going gently, so that when you get to the bumps, you won't be involved in any calamity. So we have some pictures here. Okay, yes, you can see the information signs there, parkings, hospital, first aid station, mechanic help, direction signs to help our telephone, route assurance signs, advanced direction. All these are examples of information signs. You have several of them in your area. So whenever you're going out, make sure you look out for all these. They also have warning signs, and I've told you that rectangular in shape with red perimeter. You can see them crossroad, T junction, runabout, surface, You can see intersection ahead, Y junction, ferry junction, ferry station, long grade, dangerous bend right. That tell you that the road bent right. If you see it's a road that bends left, the right bent road bent left. So you know uneven road that uneven that means there is bump or the road is up and down. So you have to drive carefully. Like this one also showcase that the road is divided into four. So move on. All that are road traffic signs that is types of road traffic signs. We move ahead from there to traffic light. Traffic light is also part of road traffic sign, but I had to bring it out to be treated specially and because it has some specialties within it. Now, traffic lights are also known and referred to as spotlights. They are in red, yellow, and green light positions at road intersection and other locations to control the flow of traffic. Where you can only see traffic lights where there is an interjection. Interjection is where we have maybe a number two road and there's another road coming into that two road. So that is called interjection, or we call it T junction or double T junction, whichever. And this can be found in major cities in Nigeria, such as we have them several locations in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Abeokuta, Ibadan, Calabar, and so many other states. So most states now, when there is an intersection, they put in traffic light there in order to monitor, in order to monitor the free flow of traffic, in order not to have traffic jam. So as a result of this, I'm going to show you a picture of traffic lights so that I know most of you have seen it before, but you need to also see it here. Picture of traffic lights. You can see the red there. The red there means stop. The yellow, this yellow, some people call it amber. So you can call it amber or yellow color. It means get ready. Green means you should go. Now that is when you get to a particular intersection junction. When the light shows red, that means you hold on to your brake, wait there, and when you see yellow, if you have switched off your engine, then you switch on again as get ready, put your gear in drive. Just so immediately you see green, then you accelerate and move. That is the traffic light. In your notes, I told you the note that was uploaded on the website. I told you to print all these pictures and place it where it's supposed to be in your notes, because normally it's supposed to have it in your notes, because I know you might not be able to draw it. So make sure you do so. When I get your notes, I want to see all these things in your notes. Now move ahead to the duties of pedestrians. Duties of pedestrians. Okay, as pedestrians, as those that are walking on the road, you should always use good judgment and not interrupt the flow of traffic. And some of the duties are, as a pedestrian, they must cross the road at the right angle or take the shortest route possible when crossing. That is, if you have to cross the road without using the pedestrian, that is, if there is no pedestrian bridge at a particular location, you have to cross the road at the right angle or take the shortest route to cross. Number two, they must not cross suddenly in front of oncoming vehicle. You must not suddenly cross the road, or else there will be accidents, and that accident will cause traffic jam on the road. Another duty is that as a pedestrian, you must use the side walkway provided. If there is no side walkway, they must walk on the left side of the road. That is talking about the road pavement that is always at the side of the road. So you must use that road pavement, or rather, if there is no road pavement, or maybe that road is not a standard road, then you walk on the left side of the road facing the oncoming vehicle. It's always at the left side. When you move to the left side, you see that you are facing the oncoming vehicle. So that is very, very important for your safety, for our safety, and for the road users' safety. Another one is that they must obey all traffic signals. So as a pedestrian, you must obey all traffic signals. It's also meant for you, not only the motorists or motorcyclists and others alone. It's also meant for the pedestrians. And another one is that they must use this walkway provided facing the oncoming vehicle. Like I said in number 3, you walk on the left side of the road facing the oncoming vehicle, or use the side road pavement. Okay. Now, what are the causes of road accidents? Causes of road accident. Number 1, distracted driving. A distracted driver is a motorist that diverts his attention from the road, maybe usually to talk on the cell phone or sending a text message or eating on the road. So people will even be chatting with their girlfriend or their husband on the road, and before you know it, distraction will come, an accident will happen. So when the driver is being distracted, there is the possibility for accident to occur. In order to avoid to be distracted, to put away your phone, put away your food. When you even know you want to eat, pack, eat your food. You want to make call, pack, eat your food, pack and make your call. You want to text message, you want to chat, pack, make it, send your text message, do your chat. When you're through, then ignite again and start moving. Okay, that usually cause road accidents in Nigeria, especially in this Lagos. Number 2 is that speeding. Many drivers ignore the speed limit and drive 10, 20, and sometimes 30 meters per hour above the speed limit. And we should all know that speed kills, and traveling above the speed limit is an easy way to cause an accident. You can imagine a road whereby it's having 50 meter 50 kilometer per hour, that like you should speed on 50 meter per hour, and you are not speeding 80. Can imagine such speed on such road. So speed kills, and we need to all be careful and be responsible for ourselves. Another causes of road accident is drunk driving. When you drink, you lose the ability to focus and function properly, and it's very dangerous when driving a vehicle. Driving under the influence of alcohol causes accidents every day. Yes, that's why in the rules and regulations, I told you that don't drink and drive. Don't drink before driving, or while driving, drinking, because as a result of that, you can lose focus and you not function properly. And when the body, your mental alertness is not working properly, and you yourself, you are not in good driving state, as a result of that, you get drunk, and you get distracted, and accidents will occur. Number 4, reckless driving. If you don't drive carefully, you may end up in a car accident. That is, there are some people whereby they just switch lane anyhow. They don't move like, just turn to, like all those people used to see in movies, that switch from one lane to another as if they are professional. Even if you are a professional driver, sometimes you do it in the wrong way, and any little mistake like this, you'll be doomed for it. And this is what often happens to reckless drivers who speed, change lanes too quickly, or tailgates, that is to drive dangerous close behind another vehicle. All these cause road accidents. And there are some certain, aside from switching, if you want to switch lane, on your indicator, that is your pointer or your indicator, before you switch to the next lane. If you want to switch to another lane like this, put on your pointer, your indicator, then you can switch. Okay, but you switching on unannounced can actually cause accident, and that can also cause traffic jam. Another one is tailgate. There are some people, normally you're supposed to be 1 meter or 2 meter away from the car in front. Some people will be moving very close to the car, going like this, looking for a way that can help. Like this is the car in front, and this is the car coming, and you'll be very close like this. And if this one does hold on to brake like this, and what will happen? There will be a hit. So reckless drivers are often impatient in traffic. So don't engage in traffic reckless driving, because it causes accident. Another one is rain, and this is very, very paramount. if the weather gets bad, so do the road. That is, if the weather is bad, the road is also bad. Car accidents happens very often in the rain because water creates leaks and dangerous surface for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and it often causes automobiles to spin out of control or skid while braking. And to avoid a car accident, drive extra carefully when it rains. What they are saying is that when it's raining, you see that there's a cloud that covers the windscreen, that is the screen in front of the car, and that you have to be using your wipers to clean them in front, and you be using one handkerchief or napkin to clean from inside. That to see clearly, and all these can make you not to see the front very well, and it can cause accident. And even the road will even be so slopy that your brake might not even be braking as it ought to be, and as a result of that, cars can spin, trucks can spin, and that's why you see that as we have accident almost every day on our roads. And to avoid all this, we need to drive carefully when it's raining. And when you know that you don't know how to drive when it rains, just park wherever you are and just wait for the rain to go down. Okay, so that is that about causes of road accident. We also have other causes of road accidents here. We have night driving. Normally, when you drive at night, you can actually see, no matter how bright your full light can be, you can never see all the roads clearly. So avoid night driving. You are not so good in driving at night. So avoid that now, not to cause road accident. Teenage drivers, you all know that. Okay, let me tell you that if you are not 18 years old, you are not permitted to drive, and you're supposed, anybody that wants to drive must be a certificated driver. Don't drive when you are not a certificated driver. Okay, and when you're not age 18, you're not expected to drive. So teenage drivers, when they are not up to the driving age, easily, due to the fact that they are not matured enough, and they can cause accident. The same lane change, that is what I've explained, switching from one lane to another. This is lane A, lane B, lane C. You move from lane A to lane B, from lane C to lane B, A. Switching lane unnecessarily or without showing indication that you want to move, switch lane to the right, or you want to switch lane to the left. So this can actually cause, because the car coming will not wait for you because there's no indication, and as a result of that, there will be a hit on the two cars. The wrong one-way driving, that is when you're driving when it's only one lane. Maybe, for example, so like the express, the Lagos Ibadan Express, that we have the coming to Lagos road and the going out of Lagos road. If the coming vehicle now pass the going out of Lagos way, and as a result of that, there will be accident, and that will cause a lot of traffic jam. Driving under the influence of drugs, we still have other, aside from alcohol. Some people can be on influence of marijuana, cocaine, narcotic drugs, and many more, and they still drive. Surely they will lose focus, and once they lose focus, that will cause accidents. And other causes of road accident is pothole. Whenever there's pothole on the road, and maybe the driver doesn't know, jumping into it could make the car to tumble, and as a result of that, the accident will occur, and traffic also occur. Then drowsy driving and deadly coughs. Drowsy driving, that is when you are sleeping and you're driving. If you know that you are feeling sleepy, you're feeling drowsy, park, sleep, or rather don't drive when you're feeling drowsy. It is possible for you to get to a place whereby there is full security. If it happens to be a long journey, park, sleep. When you're okay, continue the journey. Okay, or rather deadly coughs. There are some roads whereby you'll have seen them, but some people will not be careful. Any area that has coughs, you should drive carefully in such road. Okay, and that will take us to the roles of drivers in reducing road accident. Again, roles of drivers in reducing road accident. Number one, people should consider other road users and what their own safety. That is, as a driver, you should work your own safety and consider other road users. So that's the role that you're supposed to be when you are driving to perform. Okay, parents should teach their children to take responsibility for their own safety when using the road. That is, as a parent, you should always teach your children so that when they get to driving age, or either they are on driving that they are above age 18, and they are mature enough to drive. You should always let them know that their own safety should be responsible on their own safety and consider other road users. Another point role is that individuals can also register voluntarily with the government as special road marshals that to assist traffic wardens with traffic management. That is, as a person, as an individual, you could register with the government, so that maybe at your own leisure hour, you can help in controlling traffic. Maybe at the T junction of your area or the particular road, you can always go there maybe in the evening or at night and direct traffic so that there won't be traffic jam or accident. All categories of drivers and vehicle owners must be made to undergo regular fresher courses because peer influence in driving cannot be overlooked. That is, all drivers, either in private organization or government organization, should always organize courses. Send them to, for seminars, training, and all that, so that they can train and be retrained. So that they know what is expected for them to do on the road, rather not to follow their peer influence. Okay. And the last point there is that public and private sector organizations must be encouraged to or compelled to regularly train their drivers because of the level of irreparable lives and properties being lost through drivers' error and allied factors. So all these are roles of drivers in reducing road accidents. This is the end of this class. My name is Mr. Falade, as you all know. Please watch the video over and over again. Make sure you have optimum understanding. Though it's a long one, but make sure you go through it. And if you have any question, feel free to send a chat. And as a result of that, don't forget, read very well, and also make sure you prepare for your test. Make sure you always write your notes. So in absence of any other thing, so I'll see you next time. Okay, so